Hey, I am Grant Owens in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard at Dash Radio. We're thrilled once again to be joined by ILUKA from Australia, performing her most recent single, The Limit, for you. And here it is.
Hi, this is ILUKA from Australia, and you're on We Found New Music. This song is called The Limit. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Like a record, baby, I go round your head. Billie Holiday, a little Marilyn, Jane Fonda, Maya Angelou. Push the fucking envelope, I do it how I wanna do. Cleopatra, let me rule, yeah. Like Amelia, I fly above you. I'm not a follower, I'll never follow you. Push the fucking envelope, I do it how I wanna do. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Call me Yoko, call me wild, call me nasty, call me high. Yeah, I'm a harlot, I'm a witch, I'm the enemy, yeah, I'm a bitch. Pay attention, I'm a school, yeah. See our history, it could fool, yeah. The feminine, excluded, and on the storyline, eluded. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Take it to the limit, baby, take it. Oh, we shall always overcome. Oh, pushing the limit, speed. Oh, all we can do is fight on like the rebels that came before. I'm a visionary, Joan of Arc. I feel the rapture, I see the stars. Morgan Le Fay, I light up the dark. I push the fucking envelope, coming as you are. A little Dolly, a little Cher, a little Nina. I got a flair, guess I'm a diva. Do what I dare, push the fucking envelope. Honey, take me to the edge. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit. Take it to the limit, baby, take it. Oh, we shall always overcome. Oh, pushing the limits behind. Oh, all we can do is fight on like the rebels that came before. We shall always overcome. Oh, pushing the limits behind. All we can do is fight on like the rebels that came before. Take it to the limit, baby, take it to the limit.
Hey guys, Grant Owens at Dash Radio. We found new music. We're joined by Luka, all the way from Australia, here visiting for a few weeks, staying busy.
Yes.
Before you head back for a tour. Mm-hmm. Very exciting. Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, you just played The Limit, which is out now. Go stream it. Go do whatever you can to support Luka. And so tell us a little bit about how you describe your music and your upbringing in Australia with music.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny, like people always try to describe what my music is, and I know it's somewhere in the pop world, but I think I'm influenced by so much, so many different genres, and I know The Limit, I think, was a great reference to, I think the chorus is really that soul gospel world, but the verses are a little bit more hip-hop, there's a little bit of more percussive stuff going on, which I think I'm really inspired by that whole world and by a lot of stuff I was played growing up. So my dad, he builds guitars. He's also a songwriter. We had a little 12 track when I was a kid. So like a very basic little desk that we could put tracks down. And so I have a recording of myself playing my very first song as a 7-year-old that we were able to record onto this 12 track. But I think a lot of what I was played then, a lot of the songwriters of the kind of 60s and 70s and the rock and roll stuff. So I don't know, like Joni Mitchell and, you know, Jackson Browne and Fleetwood Mac, and a lot of, you know, even Roy Orbison, a lot of artists in that time, and even a lot of the 80s stuff. That's kind of what I guess my parents were listening to, and that's what I was listening to. And I think my early stuff as a kid, it was definitely in the more folky world, the kind of Dylan-esque, Joni-esque world. But I think as you grow up and you find your own flavor of music, I'm definitely inspired by, I think production-wise, a lot of what's happening today. So I think I'm not making retro music. I'm inspired by a lot of old stuff, but I'm inspired by like putting it in today's world, and I'm so inspired by what's happening kind of, I don't know, maybe inspired is not the right word, but like I'm very aware of what's happening in the world, and I think I want my music to be very much like grounded in today.
I think that translates perfectly to your style of music. It's your influences that you explain, like Roy Orbison and all these folky and rock people combined with today's pop. Today's fusion of different sounds, a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of pop, and then you have your vagabond, which that's part of your kind of like bio description, that you're a bit of a traveler as well, like kind of folky music at the same time. So your 12 track recordings from seven years old, that'll be like B-sides at some point in your career.
Absolutely. I still remember that song very well. But it's cool to see. So I've recorded albums and albums and albums of stuff with my dad on this desk, and it's cool to see my progression. And you know, I have like little different phases. When I was like 14, 15, I got pretty into the cheesy pop, got pretty cheesy for a while, and my music was reflecting that. And I was talking about love, but I had no idea what love was, and all of that stuff. But it's cool to see the progression and to have all of those songs recorded and there for me to listen back on.
I think, Luka, there is no limit for your music. So I don't know if we can take you to the limit this time. The debut album is coming out really soon.
Yeah.
April 8th is the time, and then you're going to be also going on tour around that time as well. So exciting times right now for you. Yeah,
it's crazy. You know, the debut album is always like a big milestone for an artist, obviously. So it's been a long time coming, and no matter what hurdles COVID threw at the making of this record, we kind of overcame those obstacles and still did it, and worked with someone over here in LA, which was what I wanted from the get-go, and we have a debut album, and it's coming out so soon. Doesn't feel quite real yet, but
you mentioned you're spending a lot of time here in Los Angeles as well, and you are working with Aaron Forbes as a producer, who's worked with Billie Eilish, Phineas, as well as Banks. That must be a thrill.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm still amazed that he wanted to do the whole record. So we were put together for a writing session, and it was via Zoom because it was in the middle of COVID. And we wrote actually another of the songs on the record, Get Free, together. Just kind of all came out very quickly, and it just worked. And sometimes you just find those collaborators that you're like, oh, this just works.
Exactly.
And he, came on board for the whole record. So that was really cool.
What's
really
the name of the record?
It's called Queen of Turbulent Hearts, which is one of the tracks that I wrote over here last time I was over in LA, and it was like the second day I was here, and I wrote this. It was kind of like a love song to this city, this kind of like neon-soaked, like heartbreak love song to this city, because I have been coming back and forth for quite a few years now, and there's always been a pull back to this place for me. So interestingly, Queen of Turbulent Hearts is kind of my little love song to Los Angeles.
And that's coming out April 8th. You're also going to have an album tour coming up in June as well. Going on a tour as support with Lime Cordiale as well. So you're busy. Jumping between Australia and LA. You got an album coming out. So thank you so much for joining us and playing The Limit, Luka. And we look forward to having you back.
Thanks so much for having me, Grant.
Thank you so much for joining us on We Found New Music.